Hi, this is Nazare. I used to do videos regularly, and I think I did about 15 or 16 or 17, something like that. And then we had the California wildfires, and I'm coming back after a long period of pause because, unfortunately, sadly, and tragically, I lost my house on the wildfires completely. So there was nothing left of the house but the fireplace. Not the fireplace, the fire tower, the brick. That was all that was left of the house. So today is just to come back and tell you that I'm going to try and come back and do videos again. And the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is what affected many of us. There were 9,500 houses destroyed, all those people displaced, but many more people displaced than that, because many houses in the surrounding area were highly affected by the fumes and the smoke and all the toxicity of all the material that burned, basically atomized. When I went to my house, it wasn't like a war scene, which I first thought of. It was worse than a war scene because there was nothing left. Everything was black, and there was no evidence of any house. So there's a lot of shock and grief that comes with that, and a lot of us displaced. So I'm going to be talking about my experience of that, having to evacuate without proper warning. I actually got saved. We got saved by a neighbor texting me, telling me, Nazare, the fires are really close. But from the emergency services, all that I got was be prepared to evacuate. We left the house with nothing but a coat and 2 computers and our phone. And that was all we took with us, never ever imagining that there was never were we going to come back to that house. So needless to say, many things were lost. And there's a lot of grief about the whole disruption, and the loss of everything and the shock of it all. I had a patient who chose to go to the house on his own. The day after, I was evacuated and I went to my best friend's house in the west side, where I could see the fires in Malibu, in the Palisades rather. I was able to see the fires from her house, so I ran away from fires in my house, in my area in Altadena. And when I went to the west side to stay with my friend, from the window, I could actually see the fires in the Palisades. So really, it was apocalyptic because the winds were 100 miles an hour. And when we left the house, there were lots of trees down and you couldn't go down many of the streets. And when we went to get gas, it was chaos at the gas station because some gas stations had closed. And it was even dangerous to get gas because people were going in and out in kind of a chaotic way. So I'm explaining to you why I've been gone for so long. And I'm going to be talking to you about the experience of that and the loss of that, and how many of us have been affected. Again, not only the 9,500 houses that were utterly destroyed, but I had 2 houses above me. I was in the mountains that remain standing, but people are still evacuated. I just went back yesterday, actually. It was amazing to see that there was nothing left, in a different way, because the day after the fires, well, I was back to see the house maybe 6 days after the fires because you weren't allowed back in. But everything was black and there were remains of everything destroyed. But now everything has been cleared. So you see the lot and nothing else. There's no evidence of a house anymore. And I went to see a friend of mine, a neighbor of mine, a couple of streets down. The sons were there, and her house is standing, but she is also displaced because she hasn't been able to go back. She hasn't been able to go back like many other people because of the impact of all the smoke and all the fumes and all the toxicity. So I'm going to be talking about that experience, and I'm going to be talking about the experience of grief and displacement and the disarray of this kind of shock. But I wanted to come back, and to come back very real, with why it is that I haven't been around. My practice was affected tremendously. I could no longer see my patients. Some people came to see me on the west side, far away from where I was. And then after that, I actually was stayed with my friends for 3 months. And after that, we actually moved to Spain for 3 months, not quite knowing what to do and thinking that maybe I would move to Spain since our house was destroyed. But now I'm back in the United States in a different area that I feel kind of out of place. And many of my friends, and I have patients who also lost their homes, but friends, I have several friends who lost their homes. Everybody feels out of place. So I'm going to be talking about that, and that touches upon grief. So it will touch upon people who are experiencing grief because of this, or because they know somebody, have a family member or a friend, or because they're going through a different kind of displacement or grief. So that's my plan. But today is just to come back and to explain to you why I've been gone, and to just tell you that I plan to come back and start doing videos again. It won't be the same as before. I'm in a different place. I'm in a different home. We just moved into this house exactly a month ago. So it's all new. Everything in this house is new because everything was destroyed. So every piece of furniture, every cup, every potato peeler is new. It's a very weird experience to have to buy absolutely everything new. So where you see me now is my new office, which was actually the dining room in this house. But I put doors. I'll show you the doors that I just put. Those are the doors to make this, which was a dining room. So this is my office now. Has a beautiful window, thank God, because I love light. And this is my new chair. And from here, I'll be doing videos again. So welcome back to all of you. I hope you come back to join me in these videos, in this new phase of my life, and in this journey that I've been in for about 9 months now. Nice to be back, weird to be back, and I look forward to making new videos with you again. Thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.